I'm going to show you how to make a time-lapse movie taking a number of images in a sequence running from a half second to whatever time you want to use. Sometimes you can go up to 30 seconds per image depending on what you're doing. But most of the time when you're doing clouds or something like that, it'll be a half second, 1 second, 2 seconds, somewhere in that area. And then once we have our pictures taken, we'll copy the images to the hard drive. Once they're in the hard drive, we'll open it up in Camera Raw or Lightroom, or if you can't do either one of those, we'll just go to the next step. The reason we open it up in Camera Raw is to make adjustments and before we actually make it into a rough movie. The next we'll go to Quicktime Pro and open the image up with a image sequence. This will bring it in as a rough movie. Once we have the rough movie, we're going to open the movie in a photo editing software, which I'll use Corel Video Studio because it's something that almost anybody can afford. Normally I would open it up in Premiere, but this might be out of the range of most people, so everything that we're going to show you here is relatively inexpensive to get into doing this kind of photography. And then at that point we will output it to an MP4 video. Okay, so now let's get started. I'm going to open up Adobe Bridge, and I'm going to go to where I've saved the images. I'm saving it at the date, which is 8/9/2014, time lapse. I'm going to highlight the first one. I'll go to the last one and highlight that, holding down Shift. That selects them all. I'm going to right click, go to Open in Camera Raw, and it will now open in Camera Raw. This will take a few minutes. Now I'm going to select the first one and I'm going to start making some adjustments. Right now I think the exposure is a little dark, so I'm going to lighten the exposure up. I'm going to give it some shadow detail. I'm going to hold down the Alt button and click on the white, and I'm going to move it to the left till I can't about see anything there. So that gets all the whites in. I'm going to do the same thing with blacks. Move until I just start seeing some blacks. I got my blacks right. I'm going to give it some clarity, some vibrance. I'm going to darken the highlights so the clouds will really pop. And I think I'll go down on my whites a little bit more. I'm going to go over to sharpen. I'm going to sharpen it. And I'm going to go over to camera profile. I took this with the GoPro camera, and as you can see right now, there's a distortion along in here. Now I'm just going to give it the profile, and it straightens it right out. And we can go back to the beginning here. And now that I've adjusted the first picture, I'm going to select it all and synchronize. And I'm going to tell it to synchronize all of this and say OK to that. And right now it's going to go ahead and synchronize all these images, and they will all be adjusted the same way as the first one. Now that we've synchronized all the images, I'm going to select them all and I'm going to save the images, and I'm going to save them now to a separate file. So I'll go Save, select the folder that I want to put them in. So let's see where I can find the folder here. We're going to go to this folder here, and they're going to be JPEGs, and they're going to be the quality is going to be 10:12, and they're going to where I want them to go, and I'll say Save. And now As you see down here at the left hand lower, there's 3,100 and some images, and they're going to be processed and saved. Now that we've made adjustments in Bridge and we've saved them to a file, into a file folder, I'm going to go to QuickTime Pro and open that up, and we're going to go grab those images and make a rough movie out of them. So I'm going to go to File, Open Image Sequence. I want to go to my D drive, and over here, I want to go to here and here. I'm going to grab the first one, say Open. And right now it's making the calculations to put all these 3,000 into a movie. Actually, I've tried this in other ways to do it. This is the fastest way. But what happens is this movie file is so large that it doesn't play smooth. So that's why we have to bring it into an image editing program to finish it. So it'll take a few minutes to open up. Alright, now the movie is open. I'm going to go to View, Fit on Screen. So this is the rough movie. I can move this by hand and we can see how it's working. Alright, and now I'm going to save it. So I'll go File, Save As. It's going to be in the same folder, so we'll call it Test Movie, and save it. Now, once it's saved, we'll go into where it's at, and we're going to bring it into Corel Video Studio and make some final corrections and output it into an MP4 movie. Just to give you an idea of how this would play here, I'll just click to play, and you'll see how jumpy the movie is. And this is why we can't leave it this way. We have to go into another program to finish it up. So we're going to go find the file. So let's go here, and it's on D drive. And let's see, and here. There it is. I'll open it up. I'll bring it here. And now we can play it. Now, right now, it's going to play pretty slow. The clouds aren't moving very fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, go to speed, and right now it's at 100%. So I'm going to move that up to 200, and that shortens the movie. And let's see how fast it moves now. Moves a little bit faster. So we're going to do it one more time. I'm going to go up to speed. We'll make it 300. That shortens it more. We'll start at the beginning. And that's moving along pretty good. And let's see, that's about 28 seconds. So we'll leave it there. I'll get some music. Let's see what this sounds like. Okay, we'll take that and put it here. And okay, let's see something here. This well, actually, the music is a little shorter than the movie itself. So let's shorten this movie up just a little bit more and make this at 350. And that works. All right, so now we're going to go to Share, and we're going to save it as an MP4. Open this up and go back to D drive and back to where we were. Right here and here. I'll just put it right there, and we'll call this Test Movie MP4. We'll save it there. And now we'll start to save it. Now that it's saved, let's go find the movie. So we'll go over here, go to My Computer, D drive, go to where we should be is here and here. And Test Movie. See how it plays. Well, that looks pretty good to me. Got the stuff that you need to buy in order to get into this type of photography. And let's see, we're here. This is a shutter timer that this kind and this kind are both the same, and they'll fit onto a camera that has a camera release. And these run between $15 and $30. The two I'm showing you here are around $15, $17. Quicktime Pro. Quicktime is free, but if you want to upgrade to Pro so that you can make these movies, it's $29.99, which is not that expensive, and it's very affordable. And Corel Video Studio is only $67.99, so that's not real expensive either for a really decent photo editing program. And if you have the type of camera that needs an infrared, there's this one is, and I have one of these, and it works off of an infrared, and these run around $75. At this point, I'm going to do a hands-on imaging of this particular image, and we'll go through all the steps that I just went through. And this one here only has about 350 images, so it'll go a lot quicker in real time.